Nommo, the great teachers of Dogon Cosmology, also called the Masters of the Water. They represent a very important aspect of mythology, being that they were primeval or primordial beings who by definition are associated with creation itself, the foundation or formation of the universe and the pillars that would hold creation together. They are brought to us by the Dogon people, who also represent a major component in piecing together mythology, especially from North Africa. The Dogon, of course, were originating from that Nile Valley civilization themselves. And after that area had been invaded by the Hyksos and the Persians and the Greeks, they left the area because they couldn't practice their faith as it was in its original form. And that's the important part. They left that area, and we know that as the invasions came and the rulership changed, the belief systems or how people were allowed to practice changed as well. The Dogon therefore represent one of the closest assimilations we can get to what the original inhabitants of the Nile Valley civilization would have thought, how they viewed their gods in the world. In this belief system of the Dogon people of West Africa, the designation of Nommo typically means a primordial being, and they are attached to the great creator Amma, who is very similar to Ammon of Kemetic beliefs, the supreme deity in that belief system. And the Nommo were considered by the Dogon to be ancestral spirits who were aligned to help the people, and they were venerated typically as demi gods or semi-divine beings. The Nommo word itself is derived from a word meaning to make one drink, which is important because the Nommos themselves are typically depicted as water-type beings, amphibious, fish-like creatures. So the association with water was obviously very important when we talked about the Nommo. In folk depictions of them, they're shown as humanoid beings with upper torsos, but they could have other fish-like qualities, maybe trading in legs and feet for fish-like lower torsos. But again, they were referred to as the masters of the water, the monitors, and the teachers, conveying the importance of their role and how they influence humans. They were thought of as the life-giving force belonging to the day and to the sky, and they were particularly associated with fertility, which is common for a primordial being. Again, this is creation. But certain Nommo were thought to bring specific knowledge and skills to mankind, such as the art of weaving or agriculture or the skills of mathematics. And that puts them very much in line to what we would see emerge from Kemetic belief systems in terms of their view of the Netters, who again were groups of divine beings who had similar goals. They were there to help mankind, to teach them, as Asar had taught math. So the Nommo were that same type of being. And to further extrapolate that out, we could look at the Yoruba belief system and their concept of the Orishas, who were terrestrial beings, but were also spiritual or divine creatures who represented some of the forces of nature and existence. And again, we're here to be aids to mankind, to help us learn the skills that we would need to thrive in the environment they were in, placed on this planet, and also to help us with our spiritual goals. So we can see from three very significant belief systems how they view their deities and their veneration, and what the deities brought back in terms of not just a figure for worship, but actually to be teachers who were partner with mankind and helping us move forward. And it's important for the Dogon belief systems to be protected and to be understood, because I think if we look at this tapestry of mythology that is woven together, that this is a central and important thread on how early man believed before they were invaded by people from outside cultures who took it and changed it into other types of belief systems. In addition to looking at the Dogon, I do have some information about the Orishas. The link is included in the comment section or the description section below. As always, we thank you for coming in and watching, and ask that you like and subscribe.